If he was acting like a king, he'd probably try to jail his political opponents.
Of course he has.
Oh my god, wait. I think Joe Biden might be a king.
Alright, let's talk about No King's Day. You saw it, a bunch of privileged trust fund activists in designer resistant gear marching around with signs screaming about how Donald Trump is a tyrant, a dictator, a king. It was performative masterpiece of manufactured outrage. It was cute, it was completely and utterly detached from reality, because while these people were having with their little cosplay protest against a king they only have in their imagination, they spent 4 years cheering for actual king. His name is Joe Biden. Let's check the tape, shall we? What did Donald Trump do that was so king-like? He issued executive orders. He used his presidential power. He said mean things on Twitter. The horror. Now what did Joe Biden do? He sat on a beach in Delaware while his handlers issued a decree that cancelled hundreds of billions of dollars in student loan debt with a stroke of a pen. He didn't pass the law. He didn't go through Congress, he just declared it so. A king couldn't have done it better. When the Supreme Court, the actual check on his power, told him no, you can't do that, that's unconstitutional, what did the supposed defender of democracy do? He looked at the AOC who already told him to just ignore Supreme Court. Then he looked at the co-equal branch of government and said the court is not normal. Then he found another way to do it anyway, cancelling nearly 190 billion in loans through a different program. Trump wanted to secure the border, they called him fascist. Biden just ignored immigration law and created his own parole programs to fly in hundreds of thousands of immigrants, effectively rewriting immigration policy from the Oval Office. That's not a president, that's a king issuing edicts. He used federal agencies to censor speech on social media. He tried to force vaccine mandates on entire country, urging people to snitch on their neighbors in pandemic. This is a definition of unilateral executive overreach. No king's crown doesn't actually oppose kings, they just oppose the wrong king. They don't care about executive power, they care about who wields it. If a Republican does it, it's a threat to democracy. If a Democrat does it, it's a bold action and getting things done. They're not principal activists, they're a partisan mob with the vocabulary they learned from CNN segment. So next time you see some purple-haired activists with no king sign, just laugh, because they're not protesting tyranny, they're mourning the loss of their king. They spent 4 years cheering as Joe Biden ruled by decree, and now they're projecting their own authoritarian fantasies onto a guy who simply wanted to put America first. It's the most pathetic, most hypocritical display in modern politics, and it's not even close.